Title: Problems in Life. Once upon a time, in a small village nestled between towering mountains and lush forests, there lived a wise old man named Ravi. Ravi was known throughout the village for his wisdom and kindness. People often came to him for advice, especially when they faced difficulties in life. One day, a young man named Karan came to visit Ravi. He was troubled and overwhelmed by the problems in his life. With a heavy heart, Karan sat down in front of the wise man and said, "Ravi, I don't know what to do anymore. It feels like life is nothing but a series of problems. Every time I solve one, another one appears. I'm tired and frustrated. Why does life have to be so hard?" Ravi smiled gently and motioned for Karan to follow him. He led him to a nearby river that flowed peacefully through the village. They sat down by the riverbank, and Ravi picked up a small stone from the ground. "Tell me, Karan," Ravi began, "what do you see when you look at this stone?" Karan looked at the stone and replied, "It's just a small, ordinary stone." Ravi nodded and then threw the stone into the river. They both watched as the stone created ripples that spread out across the water. After a moment, the ripples disappeared, and the river returned to its calm state. Ravi turned to Karan and said, "Life is much like this river. The problems we face are like the stone I just threw in. They create ripples in our lives, disturbing our peace and causing us to feel overwhelmed. But just like the ripples eventually fade away, so do our problems. They come and go, but they do not define us." Karan frowned, still not entirely convinced. "But some problems are so big and heavy. How can I just wait for them to fade away?" Ravi nodded, understanding Karan's concerns. He picked up a large rock this time and handed it to Karan. "Now, take this rock and throw it into the river." With some effort, Karan threw the rock into the river. It made a bigger splash, and the ripples were larger and lasted longer. But eventually, just like before, the water calmed, and the river flowed smoothly once more. "Did you notice something, Karan?" Ravi asked. Karan thought for a moment, and then nodded. No matter how big the rock was, the river eventually returned to its peaceful state. "Exactly," Ravi said with a smile. "No matter how big or small our problems are, they will pass. The key is to understand that problems are a natural part of life, just like the stones in the river. They may disturb us for a while, but they do not last forever. What matters is how we respond to them." Karan felt a sense of relief wash over him, but he still had one more question. "But what if the problems keep coming? What if I feel like I'm constantly throwing stones into the river?" Ravi chuckled softly and pointed to a nearby tree. "Do you see that tree? It stands tall and strong no matter the weather. Whether it's a sunny day or a stormy night, the tree remains rooted in the ground. It bends with the wind, but it doesn't break. We too must learn to be like that tree. Life will always bring challenges, but if we stay rooted in our values, our beliefs, and our inner strength, we can withstand anything." Ravi continued, "Problems are opportunities in disguise. They teach us resilience, patience, and perseverance. Each problem you overcome adds to your strength, just as each storm the tree survives makes its roots grow deeper." Karan listened intently, feeling a newfound sense of hope and understanding. He realized that life wasn't about avoiding problems, but about learning to face them with courage and grace. He thanked Ravi for his wisdom and left the riverbank with a lighter heart. As Karan walked back to the village, he noticed the beauty around him, the sound of the flowing river, the birds singing in the trees, and the warmth of the sun on his face. He smiled, knowing that while problems may come and go, life was still full of moments of peace and joy. From that day on, whenever Karan faced a new challenge, he remembered the wise words of Ravi. He no longer feared problems, but embraced them as opportunities to grow. He learned to navigate the ups and downs of life with a calm heart, just like the river flowing gently through the village. And so, The story of Quran teaches us that problems in life are inevitable, but they are not permanent. They come to test our strength and to help us grow. When faced with challenges, remember that like the river, you have the ability to return to a state of peace. And like the tree, you have the strength to stand tall no matter what life throws your way. Ending quote. The greater the storm, the deeper the roots. Face your problems with courage, and you will emerge stronger and wiser.